Oh, what a finish. Down to the dying seconds of that heat, and Jeremy Flores just delivering, the wave showing up and absolutely tearing that one apart. A nice tube ride with a couple of beautiful carves.
It must feel good in those high pressure situations. Your back's against the wall, you're chasing a number in the final stages, and not only do you go after the score, you go after more. So committed, big finish, and we're going to get things started here in the next heat. And we are California dreaming in this one. There's 3 surfers from California on the championship tour on the men's side, and we're going to see all 3 of them in these next 2 heats. 2 of them meeting here. Connor Coffin up against Griffin Colapinto, the first head-to-head heat for these 2. So having a look at this one. He had a 1.77 on his first wave. Griffin had priority but didn't want this one. Connor says, thank you very much. Rips into a big arc to get started. Up into the pocket. Just mistimes that one. What went wrong there, Luke?
Connor's got to be really careful of being too front-footed. Designed the 3-fin thruster to be worked right off the tail. And you see in this first turn, he gets a little bit too front-footed early. And the board just setting too much rail and losing his upper body composure. Still gets the turn done, but not really the way he would like it, and then still a little bit front-footed there, and then not being able to pull it out. So in this position, Connor needs to paddle back out, even stand on his board.
To get their best numbers. You know, they're so capable of turning average waves into excellent scores with big individual turns. Griffin's certainly one of those competitors, but he's guarding that priority at the moment, and it's Connor Coffin who's kept busy in the opening stages here, but no big scores to speak of yet. Here's a better start. Nice arcing rail turn. Changing up his approach, comes to the end section, leans hard onto the layback.
I like it. Exactly what we're talking about. No priority. That one hugging the reef on the inside, giving him some really good steep opportunity. As we spoke, got on the tail more, lifted the rail out of the water a touch to gather a little bit more control, flying down the line, carving out of the top. Just settling himself here. This is a bit of a settle wave just to gain some confidence again, and I love the way he just put the hammer down on the inside to finish off. Fired up Connor Coffin after that one.
Luke, this kind of surfing, you know, it's refreshing to have someone who's really focused on big rail turns on the tour, where there's so much talk about aerials these days, and Connor really can hold on to these nice big rail turns quite nicely, can't he? It's a nice little point of difference that he's got, a different kind of style and approach.
Yeah, and a good thing to look on that wave was just pushing a little bit harder on the tail and making that adjustment, keep the front rail out of the water a touch till he gains more confidence. And look at that, just smashing the inside, getting out in front of the foam so he doesn't get washed to the side, and that's going to be a pretty good score.
I think for more opportunities, I think we have seen some pretty big lulls today. This is Griffin's first effort, and he got some nice turns done on the opening section.
Finally getting a wave and just losing his focus a little bit, maybe getting ahead of himself, trying to match Connor Coffin on this big frontside carve, timing it perfection out of the lip, pulls it just a touch short so he can get on the toe edge to have great transition into a off the top, but just tries to put a little bit too much on it, pulls it a touch tight and grabs that toe edge and falls.
Tried to flare it out a little bit, didn't he? Tried to push a bit of the tail out and just get a bit of release, and the board just didn't work with him. So just under 10 minutes to go, and it's a big advantage to Connor Coffin getting that quick start. Already has a 5.1, now looking for a big number to go with it. Nice first turn. Again, just absolutely unloads, pushing so hard on the tail of that board to the point of release. Reels it back in, so 2 turns, Luke, but you'd think that there'd be a pretty hefty reward for that combination. That was some solid stuff there.
Reads the section like a man that's been on the tour for a long, long time. Just let's watch it through right now. This turn was nice. It sets up this next turn. How's this snap? Realizes it's gone away from him and just carves out of the lip.
And 2 Californians fighting it out for a spot in the round of 16. Connor Coffin has the lead at the moment. Griffin Colapinto very selective with priority early on, and as a result has put himself under a fair bit of pressure in the final stages here. Up at the moment, just trying to chip away at Connor Coffin's lead. And swings into a nice reverse. A move that he's very comfortable executing. 4.33.
Yeah, smaller inside wave. I feel this is what he should have been doing in the beginning of the heat, taking some smaller waves and just getting his rhythm going. It's been a few days since competition. You want to ride a few, get them under your belt. The only thing you need to be looking at is like the angle of the wave so it hits the inside reef.
And Griffin's trying to turn this thing around and give himself an opportunity against the current world number 7. Had to throw himself into that first section. That wave was starting to flatten out. Connor on the outside holding priority. With just on 2.5 minutes to go, Connor Coffin's trying to get rid of a 4.83 here. Working this one through to the inside. Really milking it nicely. Some great small wave surfing to finish this one off.
Fantastic.
And that's going to put the pressure right on Griffin.
Sizey on the outside, flowing bottom turn into a big carve out of the top. As I said earlier, give this guy an inch, he's going to take a foot. Just some really good outside turns, and he gets the bonus section that's come with the high tide. Just another little hack and just so much flow. Connor's just come out and ridden waves straight away. Let's do this, let's do this. And it's even when he didn't have priority, yeah, this one's got the right angle, I'm riding it. You know, and that's just built some pressure onto Griff, and, you know, it's working right now, and the strategy has just been A1.
Well, it is in the bag for Connor Coffin.